Thanks for following us again. Hoop Nation Breakdowns. We're going to talk about some of our triangle offense options. We're all locked in right now because of Corona, and thank God we got ESPN streaming The Last Dance right now, where everybody's sitting and watching the triangle be run to perfection. Just because the triangle's being run doesn't mean that it works. Remember, Bulls, what we're gonna watch, they did it at an elite level. Phil Jackson also took this to New York and ran it with Carmelo and those guys. And not to say anything bad about the New York Knickerbockers, but we don't have a last dance for them. Their last dance was probably back in the 80s or the 70s or something like that. Just wanted to bring that up real quick. Anyway, so we want to talk about playing out of the triangle. Triangle, a lot of the concentration when you watch the triangle and watch guys break down the triangle, they talk about the triangle with a guy that is in the post, a guy that is on the wing around the timeline, and a guy that's in the corner. That's the primary triangle that's being established. A lot of the work, one of the neat things about a triangle is it kind of brings about positionless basketball. When you watch those guys run through it, they talk about guys just filling spots. And there are options that come as soon as the ball moves that are reactions for them because they work through it so quickly. We're going to talk about what you get when you get the ball into the post. So coming down the floor, things flow naturally into a triangle. You can watch it with the Bulls because we're all going to be watching. We're stuck on this series for at least the next 10 weeks. Hopefully things will change. The post entry pass is something that is very vital with the Bulls and the timing of everything. So they don't wait until a guy brings the ball into a certain area before they enter the ball into the post. You have a post guy, he's gonna give an angle, he's gonna give a hand. Generally it's gonna be out of the field of the guy that's behind him. If he's high side, he'll probably have his left, if he's on the top side of the play, away from the basket, three-quarter defense, he'll have the bottom side hand up. Depending on how far the three-quarter defender is over, if there's not an angle, because of how the triangle is run and everyone understanding we're trying to enter the pass into the post to initiate the rest of the movement, you have the guy that is on the ball trying to take it away, and the guy that's the corner guy is probably helping to make sure that a simple pass doesn't go to the post that turns into a score from that. So that opens up the guy in the corner. So with the three-quarter defender, you have a guy that's on top. You have a guy that's on the block asking for the ball. If he's too high, we can always throw the ball into the corner, and then we already have an easy post-entry pass into the block. Post-entry pass into the block is easy because defenders have to react to movement. So if I catch the ball and my first thing is to go over my head with a pass, there's no way you can guard me throwing the ball over your head and throwing a bounce pass at the same time, or vice versa. So with the catch, I can go fake here and come right over the top. I should always be able to get that into my offensive player. So you have that option from if there's a three-quarter, if it's a guy playing straight behind, the post entry into the post is very simple, but it's the same concept as an offensive player where you come in and you move the defender's hands with a short, sharp ball fake before you get it over into the post player's hands. All right, post player catches the ball. In the triangle, you're gonna have both guys on the ball side cut off of the post player immediately. That is their job. They're not, unless they call something else where this guy may go and screen someone else in some other area, maybe you'll have that. But the majority of the time, as soon as this ball is caught, you have the corner guy and the post entry passer cutting off this guy hard. And if they cut hard enough and the defenders guarding those guys get caught ball watching, you'll have layups from there. As soon as those guys clear, they're clearing all the way through. They're not gonna stop in the paint because they still have screens, they have other spacing to get to on the opposite side of the floor. As soon as those guys cut through, ball security, pass fakes, if the ball's not given, you turn into an ISO situation. ISO situation that you'll see a lot of the Bulls offensive players catch the ball in. The guys that are not scorers are looking for the next passing option. The guys that are scorers, i.e. Michael Jordan, they're turning into this situation where fadeaway stuff is about to happen. So now we're getting to where you're balancing as an offensive player, you know, with tons of spacing because your guys just cut off. There's nobody else over there. Your next closest player is your pinch post guy that's probably coming off a screen in this area, but everybody's occupied. So now you have this scenario where you can go to work, and what your bag looks like is going to dictate the options that you can get to. Bigger, stronger player, you can bag straight in and probably try and get something off the glass drop step wise. Jordan always used his savvy with the feel of a guy behind him to get to most of his fadeaway stuff either direction, because there was no help because of the way that they had to defend the other space and to make sure drop-off layups weren't given away. Jordan is a guy that works tirelessly in that area to be able to finish all those plays, so all that stuff became second nature to him. And to be able to move defenders with his feet, with his eyes, because he still had passing options to keep everything honest, even though you knew he was likely going to score it and likely going to shoot it. It just created a lot of opportunities for him to be able to score out of the post in the triangle. So just make sure you lock in and check out what's going on. Like, you listen to these guys talking, you look at other breakdowns, pay attention to this action that's going on, post-entry passes, guys cutting off the ball, and how everyone else on the floor has to be a certain level of honest toward their offensive player because of the space in the triangle gives, and then the options that the player that's in the post has as it pertains to their skill set. Everyone's not trying to score it. Robin's not scoring it. Bushler's not scoring it. A lot of the smaller guards aren't scoring it. Scotty may try and score it. Luke Longley may try and score it. Bill Winnington may try and score it. But they'll have those options based on the spacing that the triangle allows. So just check it out. Just keep your eyes open. Keep your mind moving. Don't just fall in love with the fact that you're watching Michael Jordan all over again, and learn some game. It's out there for you.